In October 1887, the Texas Panhandle sprawled harsh and unforgiving under a crimson sunrise. Jack Harlan stirred awake to the chill of a blade against his neck. At 56, after a decade and a half of isolation, the former Confederate scout had built a life far from the world's chaos, tending his sheep and wrestling with memories of battles long lost. But chaos had tracked him down. 3 Comanche women loomed over his bed frame, fierce and unyielding, their deerskin outfits ragged from days on the run, carbines gripped in weathered hands, eyes like shadowed canyons hiding untold stories. The oldest, perhaps 28, had a fresh gash across her side, blood staining her tunic. They tied his hands with rawhide strips in his sleep-clean, expert knots. These weren't lost wanderers. They were fighters who'd learned survival meant no room for pity. The wounded one spoke first, her English rough but commanding, laced with the defiance of a fading nation. "You help us, or you die right here." Had Jack Harlan finally crossed paths with fate in this endless prairie? He didn't plead. Men like him had given up on that after Shiloh. Instead, he eyed her face-strong jawline, beads of sweat despite the dawn chill. That injury was bad, festering already. "You're leaking blood," he said calmly. "Another few hours and you're gone." The youngest, around 22, with herb pouches slung over her shoulder, stepped up, her gaze sharpening as she spotted the spreading crimson. It wasn't just sweat. "Tala," she murmured. The leader, Tala, faltered but held her carbine firm. "I'm okay, Lila." She wasn't. Jack knew gangrene's whisper from too many field dressings. The third woman, stone-faced and clutching her repeater like a shield, growled, "We should have ended him quiet." Mara was right in her way, but Lila, the healer, was already assessing, her fingers hovering near the wound, drawing on traditions handed down in secret. "She needs proper care," Lila insisted. The slugs buried deep. The air thickened. Power flipped like a coin toss. "I've got laudanum," Jack offered. "Army kit from the war. But you'll have to free my hands." Tala's scoff cut sharply. "Trust a lone rancher who's likely traded wool to the forts chasing us." "Maybe," Jack replied. "Or trust a man so done with folks he doesn't care whose fight it is anymore." Truth was, Jack Harlan had buried enough his brother's unmarked grave in Tennessee, his daughter's fevered cries fading in the night. He'd fled to this scrubland to forget, but some scars demanded action. Mara jammed her barrel to his head. "We take it ourselves." "Sure," Jack said evenly, "but your sister's dead before you sort pills from sheep dip." "Up to you." Lila's hands trembled, not fear, but watching kin fade. In that raw moment, she chose. "Untie him." "Tala." No, Tala's voice weakened. "She's got it right," Jack said, locking eyes with her paling stare. "I could have kept quiet, let her slip away." "Why help?" Tala pressed. Jack paused, ghosts rising. Tired of graves. The straps dropped. They shifted Tala to the rough-hewn table. Jack's fingers, steady despite years of rotgut, unpacked, tools glinting in the kerosene glow. Knife, tweezers, suture. Lila assists, Tala gritted. Mara guards for bluecoats. Lila's fringed skirt hugged her form, a woman grown in hardship, her raven hair catching firelight as she leaned in. Jack caught a whiff of mesquite and wild earth-something primal, stirring long-dormant urges. "You know wounds?" she asked, no nonsense. Battlefield hacks. Their hands grazed, passing a rag, lingering a beat too long. Her skin was sun-kissed silk. Eyes met, held dangerous spark. Jack had starved himself of touch, but this felt deeper, like puzzle pieces clicking. Wrong era, wrong sides, wrong everything. "Steady the lamp," he rasped. The lead was wedged by her ribs, not instant death, but poison brewing. Jack probed carefully, sensing Lila's rhythm, how she predicted his needs. "You've patched before," he noted as she passed clamps. "Comanche women mend our braves." Her tone softened, melodic. Your kind hunts them. Some, Jack amended. Not all. The bullet popped free with a slick pop. Tala bit back a yell-tough as mesquite root. Why alone? Lila asked, threading a needle. Lost kin to cholera, boy to the fight. He weighed words. Some ain't built for crowds. And some women ain't for agency pens. Eyes locked again. Heat mutual, her breath quick, lips parting. She could be his kin by age, but nothing kin-like in that gaze. We oughta. A shot echoed across the flats. Then more. Mara burst in. Troopers mile out, closing. Tala pushed up, bandage blooming red. How many? 20+ scouts. Jack's brain word. 20-minute hunt. Not patrol these women had hit hard. Maybe a payroll stage near Amarillo. Blood trail led here. Storm cellar under the hearth, Jack said. Fits 3. You? Lila asked. Jack scrubbed stains, stacking plates. Just a sheep man who sleeps sound. They'll grill you, Tala warned. Been dodging brass since before you walked. Hooves thundered near. Lila gripped his sleeve, urgent. Why risk for us? Jack glanced at her, this vital spirit bearing ancient lore, her touch rekindling life in his veins. Sometimes a fella picks who he is. Captain Reeves had ridden under Jack once, green then, believing glory in the charge. Now, weathered, he dismounted. Jack, you old ghost, when you last see daylight company? Long as I can stomach, Jack drawled, firing his pipe. Below, 3 pulses raced like cornered deer. Hunting Comanche runners, 3 gals, armed mean. Raided a freight near the Canadian River 3 days back. Jack stayed blank. 3 women. Don't underestimate. One sniped a sergeant from 300 paces. Mara, no doubt. Tracks? Hoof marks? Reeves pressed. Nada but sheep and scorpions. Reeves scanned sharply. Decades of tracking had honed him. Mine a look-see? Go on. Teas brewing. As they tore through, Jack stood in the yard, recalling Vicksburg 63, a Union lad, bayonet, begging water. Jack could have ignored. Instead, he shared his canteen till the end. Choices linger. Got something. Jack froze. A trooper waved bloody hide scrap talus. Reeves fingered it. Fresh Comanche stitch. Tension coiled. Below, betrayal loomed or rescue. Yeah, Jack admitted. From a lame fox yesterday. Shot it by the trough. Thought the pelted men boots. Voice steady, factual. Reeves probed his old captain's face for cracks. Found steel. Jack, he said low. If you're shielding Tom, Jack countered, invoking bonds. If I harbored 3 warriors, I'd be in Indian territory by dawn. Reeves chuckled ruefully. Point taken. They poked another hour, nada. Mounting up, Reeves paused. Ever lonesome out here? Daily. Spot at Fort Sill. Anywhere. Don't gotta rot alone. Jack eyed the vast, plain thorny beauty to horizons, swallowing regrets. This is my pick. Dust settled. Jack pried the hearthboard. 3 faces peered up. Tala's held a new regard. Lila's warmed. Unnamed pull. What? Tala asked again. Some worth's beat hiding. Mara reloaded. They'll circle back. Not soon, but you can't linger. Tala agreed. South at dusk. Can you guide me to the territory line? Meant ditching his spread, his flock, his walled-off world. Meant re-entering mess and ties risky as hellfire. He eyed Lila firelight dancing on her strength, healer's grace. No paths. They slipped out under diamond skies, for silhouettes, threading mesquite toward borders, promising liberty or banishment. Jack led via hidden draws from solitary years, skirting patrols and turncoat trackers. His pack mule bore grub and canteens for grueling days. Tala rode proudly despite pain. Mara scouted, repeater primed, doubting every rustle. But Lila flanked Jack, thighs brushing on jolts. Back to what? She asked at water stop. Question lingered like embers. His ranch fell hollow now. Comanche holdouts in the Wichitas, she ventured. Folks clinging to old paths, who take a man picking right over easy. And you, where needed, not answer invite. At the Red River, Tala gripped his forearm Comanche style. No phone Alkin. Mara dipped her head, rare nod. Lila tarried, as others forded, pressing a pouch of cedar and promise into his palm. For empty nights, their kiss held prairie wind and dawn's ache. Pulling back, eyes vowed unsaid. Ride home, Jack Harlan, or ride on but toward life. He watched them melt into shadows, then wheeled his mount toward the Wichitas, toward uncharted bonds. Some souls crave walls. Others learn that one bold stand mends the deepest voids. What do you think? Would you have helped strangers at such risk, or played it safe? Share your stance in the comments below, and let's debate the tough choices in this tale.